Then Red Hat Enterprise Linux, build your future on a stable, high performing platform that can meet the needs of your organization today and tomorrow. So I just make a tagline below this Red Hat Enterprise Linux. So why should you learn about Linux? So first question here in this forum, why we should. So let me open a editor so that we are comfortable. So I'm in the Linux operating system installed machine. So I have to quickly open a file. So it's already there. One more. Okay. So now first our objective is we all have to know that, okay, why should you learn about Linux? Because operating system comes under different flavor. Disk operating system, okay. You can say Windows operating system, okay, or you can say different various flavors of operating systems are there, but our question is why we should learn about Linux. What exactly Linux is? So Linux is widespread use, and if you use the internet at all, you are probably already interacting with the Linux system in your daily life. However, you can say a Windows user needs to incorporate a Windows user needs to interoperate with the Linux. In application development, Linux hosts the application or its runtime. Someone is saying, I am in the development tool and they're using some operating system, Linux operating system give the support. Okay. So a Windows user needs to interoperate with the Linux. In application development, Linux hosts the application or its runtime. In cloud computing platform, the cloud instances, suppose you people heard AWS cloud, OpenStack cloud, okay. So in the cloud computing platform, the cloud instances in the private or public cloud environment use the Linux as a operating system. With the mobile application or internet of things like IoT, the chances are high that the operating system of your device uses is Linux. So these are the area you have to go. So why not DOS, Unix? Because other flavors are there. Why Linux? Because Linux is open source. What is this terminology? Can anyone explain what is open source? Linux is open source, not
Maybe
Unix operating system, not Windows, or not the DOS operating system, but Linux is a open source operating system. What exactly this terminology open source?
Anyone can
Please.
use this, and this is
maybe
free of
it's
cost.
available for anyone, I guess.
Pardon?
It's available to anyone and we can download free of cost. I'm guessing that.
It's available for anyone. You can download it free of cost. Yes. And one more answer I got from Sandesh.
Yes, ma'am. Same.
Same. Okay. So open source is a terminology. Why Linux is open source? Absolutely correct what you understand. Open source means the source code and the software is freely available. Okay. So the source code and the software is freely available. Nobody is owner of the software. Okay. So nobody is the owner of the software. Clear? So in the open source, what does it mean by source code and how those source code and what is the software is freely available? So you can download from the internet the software, the ISO image file, and as a end user you can start using it. But open source is a software, means you can single line say with the source code that anyone can use. Okay, that anyone can use, they can study, modify and share. But source code means what? If you are a developer, you working from any other technology like AIX or Solaris, okay, any other distribution of operating system, okay, or you can say Unix platform, if you work, I'm saying the source is not open, that is closed source, the source code is not open. Who are the organization, the the software source code is shared to the person and team and the organization that can create it, or they can change and distribute, not it will share to others. The copyright version is shared to them. Okay, but Linux is a open source technology that anyone can download the software, they can use it. If suppose for example, I am saying I write a program 2 plus 2. I am a developer using the source code. I want to change and I write this one 2 plus 2 equal to how much? 4, right? If some developer write the code 3 plus 1, is it wrong?
No.
If someone is saying, no, I have to write with 6 minus 2, yes or no? Outcome is what? We record the outcome, how the code is written. So it is not mandatory that you have to use same configuration, same database configuration, okay, same script, same document list in your day-to-day life. Okay, you have to, once the source code is open, you have the eligibility that okay, I have to change the code, I have to upload my code so that other developers can, other system administrator, other developers, they can use my code. That's why open source means the source code is freely available. No, I don't know any scripting language, I don't know how to modify the code, no problem, you can use the software, you can use the software as a system administrator, you have to use that software. So open source has many benefits for the user. First benefit is control. Okay, see what the code does and change it to improve it. Okay, for that no licensing is required. Second thing is training. Open source provide the benefits for the user is training. Learn from the real world code and develop more useful application. Third thing is security. Okay, inspect the sensitive code, fix with or without the original's developers help. You can able to fix the bugs, you can able to troubleshoot. Once you download the code or you are using that software, you know where exactly the error is, you can easily trace that error. Fourth point is stability. Okay, stability means code can survive the loss of the original developer or distributor. So here nobody is the owner, you can write the code or you can use the software, that it mean the open source. So here in my next slide I wrote over here, nobody is the owner of the software, source code is freely available, anybody can customize the software or use it and distribute it. No per user license, free and paid technical support availability. What is this terminology? Free and paid technical support availability. I will explain you. Okay. So how this Linux, okay, how this Linux comes into the market. So earlier days, this Linux we are using different Unix flavor such as IBM AIX, HP UX, Sun Solaris. So how this Linux comes into the market? So it is coming on the year. There is an engineer called Richard M. Stallman. What he did, these all source are what? Closed source, not open source. So by thinking in the mind, I have to make my software free so that all users can use it. Okay, so Richard M. Stallman, an engineer who work in an organization called FSF, Free Software Foundation. From the organization name you understand, Free Software Foundation. So what the engineer Richard M. Stallman do? Richard M. Stallman in most probably in 1969. Okay. So what he did, he just developed a project, the free software project. That project is what? GNU project. Okay. So he developed a free software project. Now the software is free. all the developers, system administrator, operational people, all the users can use it. But the core component of this project, what is the operating system core component? Yes, what is the core component of operating system?
Hardware.
Kernel. Okay, operating system is nothing but kernel. Richard M. Stallman in the Free Software Foundation developed a project. The project name, the free software project, is GNU project. But for that operating system, for that free software, the kernel is developed by another engineer called Hurd. Okay, so why this kernel is called the core component of operating system? Why it is called the heart of the operating system? Operating system is nothing but kernel. Anyone? Any idea? Why kernel is called the core component of operating system? Because kernel which manages, let me write here, kernel is called the core component of operating system because it manages the hardware, all the hardware component connected to your system. For example, what is hardware? Yes, what is hardware? Your
CPU,
motherboard, keyboard,
Motherboard.
okay,
CPU,
yes or
hard
no?
drive.
So that all is managed by the kernel, not only hardware, your memory, okay, and scheduling of running program. Scheduling of running program. Scheduling of running program is a technically say whatever the command, running program means command, whatever the command you executed in your Linux operating system, it is managed by the Linux kernel. Not only the kernel manage all the hardware components, but also your memory management, your IO management, your process management is done with the help of the Linux kernel. That's why kernel is called the heart of the operating system. Operating system means the kernel. So when Richard M. Stallman developed the project, if any kernel panic error occurred, or if any version change happen, suppose I am using the Linux 7 version, now market demands is the latest version is Linux 8.3. So at that time, the Richard M. Stallman need the help of the other engineer who developed the project. Okay, so what we have to do here in that case? So customers need to wait when the version change migration is done. I have to use that software. By seeing this, another engineer called Linus Torvalds. Okay, another engineer called Linus Torvalds. What he do? Same project. The project is what? Free software project is GNU project with all Unix command utilities are there, but the project is a free software project and developed its own kernel. That is nothing but according to the engineer name Linux kernel. Okay, according to the engineer name, he developed the kernel is called the Linux kernel. So in the year 1991, Linus Torvalds designed this Linux kernel with the GNU project including its own kernel. So whatever the bugs are fixed, we no need to depend who developed the kernel. Okay, we all the bugs are fixed. Okay, so this is nothing but you people, now you are in the phase of Linux operating system. Till the year 1991, it is developed to the year 2021. The operating system, okay, used in your market. Okay, so what is next? What is Red Hat? What is Red Hat now? We understand what is Linux. Linux is nothing but an open source operating system. It is coming with the engineer Linus Torvalds, developed the free software project, GNU project, and kernel. Kernel is the core component of operating system. Not only it manages the hardware components, but also it manages the memory management, CPU management, your IO management, scheduling of program. Everything is controlled by the Linux kernel. Then what is Red Hat Enterprise Linux? What is Red Hat? And what is the second terminology, enterprise? And what is Linux? What is Red Hat Enterprise Linux? Just now we understand Linux. What is Red Hat Enterprise? Because we have to join the course for RHEL 8. We have to do the certification. We are joining this course for learning and certification program. So what exactly Red Hat Enterprise Linux? So Red Hat develops and integrates open source software into RHEL through multi-stage process. Okay. So Red Hat developed in 2003. Okay. The Red Hat Enterprise version. What is enterprise? What is enterprise? Red Hat company developed two projects. One is commercial project. One is the commercial project and second is a non-commercial project. Okay. So Red Hat developed two projects. One is commercial project. Second one is a non-commercial project. Commercial project is what? Is the enterprise Linux. Commercial project is the enterprise Linux and non-commercial project is what? Fedora, CentOS. Okay. So now what is the commercial and non-commercial project? Commercial project means it is a, let me write a, make a note. So commercial project means, so this is a typo error. So commercial project means it is a tested and stable software. Tested and stable software. Stable software. What does it mean by tested and stable software? Means all the bugs are already fixed. For example, so let me open one of the virtual machine. No need to worry about how to open the machine, what is terminal, what is system. We are going to discuss in depth in our course curriculum. Okay. So now let me open one of the machine. So commercial version means it is tested and a stable software. Means the bugs are already fixed. If you want to get any error, so that easily you can say that, okay, this is the thing, this error is coming. What are the error is coming? That is called the said error or known error. Okay. If your kernel is not started, my kernel is, suppose I have some issue, my system is not boot up. My system is not boot up. At that time, what you have to do? Can you call a Dell guy or Lenovo guy, come with your tester and screwdriver and check why my system is not booting up? Are you doing like this? No, because due to some certification issue or due to some kernel panic error, your system is not boot up. At that time, who will give you the help? So if you are using the commercial product, then professional support is there. Means Red Hat give the professional support for its services. Okay. Professional support for the services is there. Okay.
బిజీ వచ్చి నాడే వస్తాడు మళ్ళీ.
So now next feature is what? If you are using a commercial product or if you are using a tested and stable software, then it is used
Ma'am, sorry
for,
to interrupt you.
yes,
Ma'am, your
yes.
voice is too low, ma'am.
Is it for all?
No, it is fine.
It's audible for us, for me.
Oh,
It's
okay.
fine.
Can you check from your end one more time?
Ma'am,
Because
everything is fine.
okay. So those who are facing challenges to hear me, can you just rejoin or you can check your speaker once or you can increase your volume from your end? Okay. So enterprise Red Hat developed two projects. We just in the discussion. One is the commercial project, one is the non-commercial. Commercial one is the enterprise Linux. Means it is a tested and stable software. Professional support for the services is there and it is used for the large networks. So if you are asking in the MNC or in your banking sector, or if you are LIC, or most probably best example is your Geo. Okay, these all are using the enterprise product of the for the commercial product they're using. But in school college also, students are learning Linux. They are using the Linux operating system. If anything happen, the teacher tell that you just uninstall and install it again. Take the CD, uninstall it and install it again, because they don't serve to the customer. They're not banking, they're not doing any project where deadline is there. In this particular deadline, I have to paste the things, the project to my customer. So for that, that is called the non commercial product. Okay, so non commercial product means it is in a testing software. Okay, so you can say non commercial product means it is in the testing phase, not tested. Testing software. Okay, testing software. And second is what? Professional support is not there. You cannot, if it anything is corrupted, you just uninstall it and reinstall it again. No professional support. So you can use in your personal laptop, you can use the CentOS or Fedora, and you can make yourself practice. There is no huge resources is required. If it is a 4 GB machine, that is fair enough to install the CentOS 8 and we can practice it. For that, no professional, or you can say official support is there. So in this way, the Red Hat Enterprise Linux comes into the market 2003, the RHEL 3 version. In 2005, the next version is released, that is RHEL 4, Red Hat Enterprise Linux. In 2007, the RHEL 5 comes into the market, and 2010 RHL 6, I am certified RHL 6 in 2014. Okay, so 2010 RHL 6 is released. Okay, and next to that in 2014 RHL 7. Now in the market 2019, it is coming to the market RHL 8. Now you can see my screen and you can ask me here, if every 2 to 3 years one new version is released, what I have to do? Can I start learning from the first? Again, I have to join this course when RHL 9 is coming? No. Commands are not changed. The new modules, whatever the commands you are using in RHL 5, RHL 4, RHL 6, same commands in RHL 8. So why the version changes happen? Why I have to upgrade myself? Yes, you have to upgrade yourself with the third module of training. Your SA1 and SA2 module is not going to be changed at all. What the things, new things they are included. Whatever you learn in RHL 6, you are learning some commands, same commands are there, but new modules are included. In RHL 7, RHL 6, you people do the server. All the part, what exactly server, what exactly server client architecture. We are exploring much more on the server part in the RHL 5, 6 and 7. But market demand is now what? DevOps. Automate the server. I don't work with all the server. So if I am using a terminology server here, you people start confused. What is server? Whatever the terminology I use, so first ask yourself, what is that? What is server? Suppose I want to share any document to all of you. You are the 16 candidates in this forum. I want to share my document to all of you. So if I am sharing, first I am sharing to Abdul, then I am sharing to Sandesh, then I am sharing to Ravi. So or else what I have to use? I have to use a server that is nothing but my WhatsApp server, and you all are the member of that group. So if I put my common resource, my document file on that group, you individual client can get the access or not? Which one is good? I am sharing separately individual, I am making 16 connection, or I make one connection. So server is nothing but anything in the system used for sharing. If it is sharing files, you can say that it is a file server. Okay, it is a file server. Like we have to discuss in our course curriculum, still it is not there, but we have to discuss what is file server. If it is sharing the file, you can say it is a network file server or common internet file server. If it is sharing the IP address, what you have to say? It is a DHCP server. Okay. If it is sharing the Apache page or HTTP page, what you have to name the server? Because you are browsing every day. Web server. I'm browsing Firefox web server. I'm browsing. Okay. So if you are using some data, suppose in your school, college, I'm saying that create a student database. So what is there in the database? Your the name, your roll number, your ID, okay, date of birth, all sort of things. Suppose you are working in an organization, there is a database server, suppose employee database, it will fetch the information, all the employee ID, employee email, employee name, which department you are working, what is your role. So that is called what? Database server. Okay. If you are using the storage, that is called the storage server. According to the service, the server is named. Suppose I want to publish a ad in a Flipkart site or Amazon site. I have to publish a book ad of 4 GB. I cannot tell take my pen drive and publish my ad. I require some storage from that website to publish my ad. So server is nothing but anything in the system used for sharing, like your mail server. You people are using regularly, opening your Gmail or your office mail, and you work on that. So anything in the system used for sharing is called the server. The server is named as per their service. What service they are providing? Are they providing web access? Are they providing the mail related data? Are they providing the database configuration? So according to the according to the service, the server is named. Next is what? Client. Who is client? Recipient. To whom I am sharing? To the clients. So client must know if a file is coming from the internet, how I have to download that file, how I have to upload with some changes. That strategy, how I have to mounting that file in my operating system, that operation a client must know. So up to RHL 7, students will learn all the server configuration. But now in RHL 8, they have to explore themselves in the automation. Okay, what is automation? That I have to demonstrate with another demo session I will organize for Ansible automation. Okay, so this way the enterprise Linux comes into the market. Now you can verify. SSA, suppose I have to connect to one of the virtual machine. Okay, I am saying that if I check which platform I am working, what version I am teaching. Okay, so you can see here, this is nothing but Enterprise Linux 8. Enterprise Linux 8 64-bit architecture, and we are using the free software project is GNU project with the Linux kernel. Clear? Clear regarding this history slide? Or any query you can ask me. No? I will proceed.
Yes.
Okay, so this is the command. What is command? What is this root? That we will discuss in tomorrow class. Okay, how to open a terminal, nothing is there, how the operating system look like. Okay, that we have to start. You don't bother about any command whatever I am typing here. just to verify. I am learning the commercial product. Is there certification when it is launched? You are saying how I believe. So you can see here, this is nothing but you are working in Linux platform. This is your kernel release, Enterprise Linux 8, 64-bit architecture. When this product comes into the market, recently I wrote over here 2019 RHL 8 comes into the market, and we are using the GNU project with its Linux kernel. Okay, so next is what? Due to this one advantage, it is open source. I have to learn this course because I heard that Java language, that is also a open source language. Okay, I just know .NET is a open source software. So why this operating system only one feature, it is a open source, I have to learn for this course? No. What are the other feature? Let me take you to that slide. So the other features in RHEL 8H, first one is flexibility. Flexibility means what? I just make some note: flexibility, virtualization, IPv6, security, stable and trusted platform. Flexibility means what? English word, not
Easy,
technical
easy,
definition.
easy to use.
Uh, it is used, yes.
Easy to use or easy to accessible. If I'm not wrong.
Okay, okay. If this is not go to technical definition, if I am say if I am sending Ravi in not COVID situation now, you think or you imagine, okay. So I will send Ravi to Singapore, or I just send him to UK or USA in a project. So he just update the company. I am quite flexible here. Okay, I am quite flexible to work over here and to income in dollars. Okay, so in case of software, how you can say that Linux operating system is flexible? Suppose all of you are using the Windows operating system in your desktop or in your laptop, Windows operating system is there. Now I'm asking for the Linux, you have to install the Linux operating system on your personal system, and don't remove the Windows operating system. Don't remove the existing operating system, but you have to work with Linux operating system on a same machine. Is it possible? Can you install Linux on top of the Windows operating system
Through
without
virtualization.
uninstalling? With the help of
Virtualization.
VMware? I'm not discussing the virtualization terminology as of now. Okay. So you are
With the
using
help of
VMware or you are using
VirtualBox and
VirtualBox? Yes, very good. Okay. So you are using Oracle VirtualBox and you can install. So Linux is flexible. Linux is a base for almost any computing platform and devices. Okay. So RHEL, when you want to install, you can without uninstalling your hardware, Windows operating system or existing software what you install, on top of that easily your Linux operating system is flexible. Next, flexibility in the sense, if you know Linux, can I plan for a DevOps? Can I go for using the DevOps tools? Like, so can I use the Docker? Yes, you can. So you can manage the containers, you can write the Docker file. You have to know what is container in your course curriculum. Yes, you can manage the basic knowledge or fundamental knowledge. Linux will help you how to manage the containerized application. That is the recent market need. Okay. If I know I have to manage the Docker containers. Okay. No, if I am switching my career in a cloud environment, suppose I have to learn the AWS cloud or any private cloud like OpenStack cloud, Red Hat cloud, okay, or Azure. So can this Linux training help me? Basic fundamentals of Linux operating system is used in this cloud environment. Can I go for the Kubernetes course if I know Linux? Definitely you can. Can I go for the OpenShift or any deployment platform? In top of platform, can I deploy any application? Yes. So Linux is not only flexible in any hardware you just install and use, but also any advanced technology you want to learn, the basic fundamentals of Linux is required. Okay. Second is what? Second feature is what? Virtualization. Kamal is answering here, virtualization. So what is this virtualization? Virtualization means what? Anyone exposed to virtualization? On a single operating system, if you want to run multiple operating system at a time and the task is isolated from each other. So you can ask me, Mitali, you are saying NFS server and client. So I have to configure as a server. I want to know what exactly server, but at the same time I want to perform the client task, how the client is uploading, how the client is mounting my application, I want to see. So how many operating system I will give you? Someone saying that I have to configure one machine database server, one machine Apache server, one machine NFS server. So for configuring this three different user, three different platform is three different operating system you are demanding. So I cannot provide you 3 or 5 machine. So what I have to do, I am using a concept. Linux is operating system support the virtualization. Virtualization means on top of single operating system. Just now I said on top of single operating system, you you can run Ubuntu, you can run the Linux RHEL, okay, you can run Fedora, you can run CentOS in a single operating system. How it is possible? I have a single machine, I have a single operating system Windows, and you are saying that I have to run the Ubuntu. The task is different. Ubuntu manage Ubuntu operating system. Some of the package management utility command line is different. In RHEL, something is different. Fedora using some different module. CentOS is different. Is it possible I can run multiple operating system and the task is isolated from each other? Yes, it is possible. You have to use the virtualization concept, that is VMware Oracle VirtualBox in your Windows. But in your Linux operating system, how you are running? So this is the example of Windows. But in my Linux operating system, I want to run the multiple virtual machine. How it is possible? With the help of a software called what? Not VMware. It is hypervisor or kernel virtual machine. Okay. On top of single operating system, you can run multiple operating system simultaneously and the task is isolated from each other. Now, you people say me on my RHL 8 operating system, this is my foundation or physical machine. How many virtual machine I am running? See here, until how many operating system are run on top of a single operating system? How many systems are running? You don't care about the system name. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. On a single physical machine, single Linux operating system, RHEL 8 Linux operating system, I am running 6 operating system with the help of what? With the help of kernel virtual machine, with the help of full virtualization technique. So is the task is different? You are saying that task is isolated from each other. See here, I am adding a user add, a Sandesh user I am adding. Which system I am adding? Which operating system? Server A. Let me open another operating system. Suppose, let's say server B or server C, anything. Okay, 6 operating systems are loaded. Here I am searching the user Sandesh. What output I am getting? No such user. Why? The user is created in which operating system? If you put here ID, then you can see. But if you are checking in server B machine, it is saying that no such user. So virtualization means on top of single operating system, you can run multiple operating systems simultaneously and the task is isolated from each other. Suppose this machine I have to configure one server and this other operating system I have to configure as a client machine, so that one file is shared to other operating system, how the client is receiving the file, how the client is mounting the file, how the client is using the file. On a single operating system I just perform all the tasks. I don't want to use separate system, and that is only possible with the help of virtualization. Third advantage is what? IPv6. What is IPv6? First, up to RHL 6, we are making our communication with the IPv4. And now RHL 7 and RHL 8, the new terminology introduces for the network communication, that is nothing but IPv6, Internet Protocol version 6. Now, if I am asking, Ramesh, can you tell me the IP address of flipkart.com? Or I am asking, Ravi, can you tell me the address of IP address of amazon.com? You are saying, are you mad? I am a human being. How I have to remember the IP address? I am not a system. I cannot, lot of IP addresses there, various website. But how I come to know the IP address? Every site having a IP address, because your system only understand one language. System understand only one language. What is that? Binary. What is that? Binary. System don't understand it is a flipkart.com or yahoo.com or server A.com or server B.com. System only understand 0 and 1. But we human being are comfortable with what? Human beings are comfortable with what? Human readable language. Yes or no? We are comfortable with the human readable language. So system understand the machine language or binary language 0 1. We understand the human readable language. Okay. So machine understand the IP address. I understand the site name. So how the communication takes place? Yes, with the help of who is, suppose if I am from Odisha, I belong to Odisha, I am start communicating with Odia. Some of you are understand Hindi and some of you are comfortable with the Telugu. So how our communication takes place? If I started with my mother tongue and you started your communication with your mother tongue, so what is our interpreter? So that we all can communicate and understand each other. We are using the language what? English. Similarly, the interpreter between the user and the system, or you can say the operating system kernel, we are using the default interpreter is called what? Cell. The operating system cell. So cell is the interpreter between user and kernel. User understand the human readable language. We set our language at the time of installation English. System understand the binary. Similarly, the default cell of our operating system is bin bash. But what the story of IP here? The default cell is what? Bin bash. Okay. But what the story of IP here? Internet protocol. Internet protocol is a revised protocol. So from where you have to, suppose in your organization every employee got a laptop, You are having unique IP address. So from where you are getting the IP address? From the, any idea? Internet service provider. In our networking class, we have to go in detail. So internet service provider provide us different classes of IP. Okay, different classes of IP, class A, class B, class C, not class D and class E. Okay, even if class D and class E is there, but private public sector only assigned with the class A, B and class C range of IP for their communication. Inside the organization, the communication takes place with the help of the IP address. Sometime before I am share a file using the network. So how you are? WhatsApp server to get active, internet is required or not? To share a file from one location to other operating system. So your IP address is required, your host name is required. So from where you are getting the IP address, how you configure the network, that we have to discuss in our first module of training. So there, how we are getting the IP address, what is the range of the IP address, how I will manage the IP address. Okay, how we have to manage the different classes of IP address. So IPv4 is enough. Why IPv6 they introduced? To increase the capacity. Increased the capacity. Second one is efficient routing. Without any, my client is not wait. Okay, my data packets are received properly and I get the acknowledgement back. Whatever I said, it is received. Whatever they share to me, I am receiving. So it is using for efficient routing. Security network firewall. Security network farewell. This all terminology we have to discuss in detail. While I am transmitting my data, I am pretty much sure no hacker can hack my data. Okay, security network farewell. And fourth one is efficient data flow. So these all are the advantage when multiple organization use this Linux operating system for increase the capacity and efficient data flow and routing. The RHEL 7 operating system onwards, IPv6 is a revised protocol launched in our operating system to use the not only with the IPv4, if there is a congestion or you are using in a large scale industry, your IPv6 also you can use for the network configuration. Security, most important feature. Including open source, we understand flexibility, virtualization platform, internet protocol version 6 for efficient data flow and routing. Security, what is security? If I am asking, I want to log into your phone, what you have to make your phone, how you make secure your phone? You are keeping a password or not? Yes or no? Everyone in the mobile, you are putting a password. So this is what? Password. Password you are keeping in a plain text format. So first level of security with the help of password. How, what are the algorithm I am using in my password encryption so that no one can, even if it is a plain text format, the password is encrypted in such a way that no unauthorized user can crack my password. So different algorithm we have to discuss. How to make the password to do a secure communication. Okay. Next type of security is what? Permission. Might be some of you know, those who are exposed to this technology. Permission means what? Suppose Abbas, okay, suppose Abbas created a file, okay, the file name is ABC file, okay, and we are the group members. Who are the group members? Abbas is a user in our group. The group member is Mitali, Ravi, Krishna. We all are the member of the group. So Avas created a file, ABC file, and add some important contents on the file. Important contents he is added. So who is the owner of the file? Who is the owner of the file?
Abbas.
Abbas is the owner of the file. Who are the group members? We three are the group members. Rest other are what? Not the owner of the file, not the group member. They are treated as other. So Abbas created a file. Mitali come very next day and delete his file. So Abbas keep some important contents and Abbas don't know who is the group member deleted the file. So again he need to create the file? No. He has to make secure his file. As a file owner, he have to give the permission. I am the owner of the file, so I can read my file, write my file and execute my file. You people are the group members. You need my file contents, so I give the permission. You just read my file. You don't write, you don't delete my content, you don't remove my file, you don't edit my file. So I don't give you permission. And other, I don't know permission. No outsider can access my file. So this way you have to make security with the help of the permission with your files and folders in your Linux operating system. Not only files and folders, but also your process, every running command, every running program you can run securely in your Linux platform. Third thing is what? Third kind of security is what? Host label security. If I want to, you are working in IBM domain, TCS.com domain or XYZ.com domain. Some host you are working. I am working in a cost domain. So can I log into your domain? Can I log into your host and crack your data? No. There is a host label security. External user cannot, unauthenticated user without any authorization or authentication token, they cannot log in to my host. That level of security is achieved with the help of SSH, TCP wrappers, that we have to firewall rules, which host is allowed. Suppose I want to do some entrepreneurship project, I have to log into your host for 15 days. So that is another kind of security we have to go in details. And much more enhanced security also we have to cover in our course. So there are various kind of security, starting from the password, then from the files and folders protection with the help of permissions. Okay, next we have to discuss the host level security. Next, host level security or service level security. Google can access anyone, but Google product is Gmail. Can you access each other Gmail? No. Some of the website you are getting HTTP access, but some of the website is HTTPS. For that, security and authentication is required. So similarly, how this security will be achieved for each and individual service, we have to discuss. So this is the next advantage. And last but not the least is what? Stable and trusted platform. What is stability? How much salary you expect? Okay, that you can say I am stable in this company now. What is your expectation monthly? Just for example, anyone? Ramesh, your expectation?
Uh, I don't know how much
Expect more,
expected.
definitely you can get that one. Okay, if your expectation is more, your dream is more, definitely you have to work for that to achieve. Okay, so make your dream today and make yourself stable. Okay, okay,
Well,
fine. So now stability can refer many things in case of software. Okay, means first I'm saying what? Said error or known error. We are using the enterprise Linux. Bugs are already fixed. I am from mechanical background, I am from civil background, I don't know. When I start typing a command WPD, what it is saying? Command not found. If I am typing SL, command not found. Now if I type here WPD, command not found. They clearly mention this is not the command. If you type PWD, it will show that okay, some command is there present working directory. So this error are what? Said error or known error. Okay. So as my software, my enterprise Linux is a stable software. Why? Because the bugs are already fixed. The bugs are fixed. Okay, bugs are already fixed. Whatever the error is coming, that is called the said error or known error. What it is typing? Similar command is pwd. To list out, similar command is ls. If my system is not boot up, how I type the command, how I get the output, who will give me the support, from whom I am taking the subscription, from Red Hat. That's why it is a stable software, because the bugs are already fixed. Whatever the error is coming, that is said error or known error. In my organization, if I am using this commercial product, my clients is depend on my product. If any certification issue or kernel panic issue is happen, my subscription, my Red Hat subscriber give the support immediately. Okay, I have to share them a survey of system report, and they have to check the report, and they are giving the immediate support without any downtime. My application is up and running, and they fix my issue. So that's why it is called the stable software. Second is what? Duration. It can run uninterruptedly. Uninterrupted. Duration 24 into 7, you can run this application, okay, without any disruption. Okay. Third is what? Third is what? Constant feature set. Constant feature set. So if I today learning RHL 8, after 3 years, because your certification is valid for the date of certification to upcoming 3 years. After 3-4 years you join, you make yourself, Mitali, my certificate is going to be expired. So what I have to do? What is the recent version now? I have to upgrade that part. So it will, command are not changed. What will happen? New modules, you have to upgrade yourself with the new modules. That's why constant feature set, as it is a combination of Unix commands, commands are not going to be changed. That's why it is called a stable software. Lack of susceptibility to failure, your constant feature set, duration, it can run uninterruptedly. So these are the features makes your Linux operating system as a stable software. Why it is trusted? First thing is security is there. Second is why it is trusted. It is using a bootloader program grub2. But now I cannot explain you what is booting process, because it itself a huge question. What is booting process? System is boot up, then only you can open the terminal. So it is supported the dual booting, okay, and it is supported the file system. If anything goes wrong, there is a dual booting is there, file repair is possible using this operating system. So blindly from 2003 to 2021 we are using the software. The software is exist in the market with a high demand. Now this is all the container technology and all the DevOps technology. You can see CI/CD pipeline, Jenkins. You are doing integration. Basic fundamentals of Linux is must. If you want to prove, see here. I am delivering some training and showing some advanced module book. Suppose this is a OpenShift book. I am just showing the prerequisites. Every course prerequisite you can see, simply you can understand how powerful this one. So this is the book on production cluster. You have to use the operating production cluster. Okay. So I have to show you the prerequisite page. See here. What is the prerequisite for this course? Either attend the certified program if you are not a certification guy, but equivalent knowledge of system administrator course is required. Without that, you cannot jump to this course. Okay, this is one of the course. Or if you go for any advanced module training, suppose Ansible, I know, Mitali, I want to go in depth on Ansible tower deployment. That is also whatever the course you just check. Prerequisites, if you see, Ansible tower automation kind of thing, DevOps kind something, cloud management. So basic prerequisite in front page, RACSA. Linux equivalent knowledge is required. You have to make the start from the scratch, clear your fundamentals, then you switch. If you put multiple things on your plate, I have to learn this one, that one, then everything is mixed. Start from Linux, go ahead. If you want to make a career as a DevOps engineer, platform is open source. Red Hat is not giving the Linux open source platform. Middleware application, you work in the JBoss. Containerized application, you can work in the OpenShift. Automation management tool, you can work on the Ansible, you can work in the Puppet. Storage management, what is the open source storage? Safe storage. Network admin. Every course, every open source course, the prerequisite. First, EX200, certificate or equivalent knowledge. So the difference between the certificate and equivalent knowledge is what? If you face any interview, even if a certified candidate and non-certified candidate, same knowledge, but the like your chocolate with wrapped one and unwrapped one, which one you choose first? The wrapped one. So certification give you a more, means wrapped one means it just give a added feature. Okay, this guy is doing, because this is an hands-on practical based certification. Okay, validity for 3 years.